obviously those people as well watching online. So September saw the publication of the Northern Ireland Executive's draft programme for government, as you referenced, Chair. I welcome and strongly support the inclusion of ending violence against women and girls and safer communities as two of the 9 immediate priorities of the current mandate. My report this month provides details on the progress of our own, the PS9's Violence Against Women Action Plan, since its introduction now 2 years ago, and outlines our sustained commitment as we look ahead for the next 5 years of that plan. The Executive's highly anticipated strategic framework to end violence against women and girls is therefore timely and important. Despite the huge challenges facing PS9, playing our part in a societal effort to end violence against women and girls remains a key strategic priority. Policing will clearly be a key partner in both of the justice-themed programme for government priorities. We will play our part, but we need, as you've mentioned, Chair, and I will continue to state until it's done, to be properly resourced to do so. For that reason, I was disappointed that policing was not front and centre and the subject of greater focus in the programme for government. I do welcome the recognition that police officer numbers are at an all-time low. They are. And that this is insufficient to respond to deal with the crime that we now face. The commitment to grow officer numbers to 7,500 in line with the New Decade, New Approach strategy is also positive, as that's mentioned in the programme. However, I do not think that the draft programme for government properly reflects the level of crisis facing the PS9. We are now approaching a position, if indeed we are not already there, where we are unable to keep people as safe as we should be able to. I would like to see the justice and policing commitments strengthened and broadened. These cannot just be words on a page. We need to see these in cast iron. We need to see these as a cast iron commitment to see the PS9 restored at least to a minimum of 7,000 police officers in the next 3 years. The number of police officers and police staff required for the PS9 in the next decade needs to be formally agreed by the Northern Ireland Executive. Following recent analysis, as your Chief Constable, I would estimate that our police officer workforce should be 8,000 and our police staff towards 3,000. The Executive's draft plan is currently out for consultation, and I urge everyone with an interest in promoting a safer, more secure and confident Northern Ireland to engage with this process and call for the prioritisation of policing, ring-fence funding and support for our recovery plan to ensure our numbers are returned to 7,000 police officers in the next 3 years. September, as you mentioned, Chair, also witnessed our collective launch of the consultation on our policing plan for 2025 to 2030. This is another key document that sets out what we as a police service want to achieve over the next 5 years. It reflects our strategic direction, what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. My objective is to deliver a plan that is uncomplicated and understood by everyone. A plan that is victim focused, community focused and workforce focused. The 3 proposed outcomes should hopefully resonate with everybody. I wish to develop and deliver a policing plan that communities want and deserve, not a plan based on what the PS9 can only afford because of our poor funding. We cannot deliver effective policing without the support of the public and our partners. As with the programme for government consultation, I encourage everyone to take this opportunity to engage with and share their views in this consultation. Please tell us what you want us to do and help shape the plans for the future of the PS9. Neither of these consultations could have come at a better time, given where we find ourselves as an organisation. I continue to get away from my desk to meet officers and staff, and I see what they do day in and day out. Unimaginably difficult jobs being done in an incredibly professional manner. It is truly remarkable. However, attempting to do everything, everywhere, all the time, is breaking the workforce. With officer and staff numbers at their lowest level since the formation of the PS9, We simply cannot be, as you mentioned, Chair, as victim and community focused as we want or need to be. I am especially concerned that we will increasingly become an emergency response service rather than a proactive police service that is locally and neighbourhood problem solving focused, which is essential for a safe Northern Ireland. As you mentioned, Chair, last week saw the publication of the Victims of Crime survey from the Victims of Crime Commissioner. The results, albeit from a small sample of respondents, were incredibly disappointing for police and indeed more so for the whole criminal justice system. I'm very keen to get beneath the surface of this survey, as it somewhat contradicts the considerably larger Northern Ireland Policing Board 2023 survey that found 91% of people surveyed felt confident in contacting the PSNI and 7 in 10 were satisfied with the job the police were doing, while 2/3 were confident in the PSNI's ability to protect and serve. We must ensure that victims of crime feel listened to, supported, and that they have the confidence to come forward and report crime to us. I am committed to working closely with the Victims of Crime Commissioner to improve our response to victims, and I've already met her on a number of occasions. I addressed the board last month about the disgraceful events in the summer and the tireless work we're doing to protect victims of racially motivated hate crime. ACC Bobby Singleton briefed the Stormont executive only yesterday on this key issue. If we are going to effectively challenge and defeat this racism and hate, informed public debate is crucial. It's not something that the PSNI can or should do alone. Last week we took the decision to remove offensive posters from lampposts in the Rathcoole area. We'd sought the support of partners in the Department of Infrastructure some time before to assist with that removal. That support did not materialise, and after a period of some 6 to 7 weeks, I want to be clear, this material should never have been removed, and after that period of 6 to 7 weeks, we removed it. Urgent action is needed to look at how public sectors engage with each other, share information, and remove offensive material as quickly as possible. We're determined to seize the opportunity to get into a room with our partners to ensure we are all clear on the shared responsibility to do this and how we tackle racism in all its forms. On the 20th September, I was delighted to be joined by the Justice Minister, Naomi Long, and you, Chair, at the attestation ceremony for 28 new constables. This was the first attestation ceremony for some time due to our recruitment freeze, and it was a pleasure to celebrate the occasion with officers and their families and friends. I know we wish them all well, and we thank them for their service and their new careers, and we look forward to welcoming 200 more appointments in our ranks before March 2025. On the 24th September, I hosted the first of our team PSNI events. The PSNI is a large organisation, and these events are essential in communicating with everybody about our future planning for the service, to listen to their views and acknowledge what they do. The day provided an opportunity for the service executive team to meet all of our colleagues from across the service and to begin addressing the issues raised in last year's Your Service, Your Voice survey. The feedback has been exceedingly good. Also on the 24th, I had the privilege of hosting our High Commendation Awards ceremony, as again you mentioned, Chair. I was delighted to be joined by our Justice Minister, her Permanent Under-Secretary, the Chair of the Justice Committee, and Board Member Peter Osborne. Thank you for attending, Peter. These awards showed the range of incidents officers and staff are involved in on a daily basis. That's the story of the PSNI. Many of those awards were to officers who placed themselves in real danger to save lives. It was frankly inspiring and humbling, and each and every individual was rightly recognised for their bravery. It's these stories of day-to-day heroism that should be more routinely at the forefront of our thinking and our media reporting about this organisation. In policing and in wider society, a person's sacrifice and ability to act on behalf of others is something we all too often take for granted. The courage and professionalism displayed by these officers and staff is a true reflection of this organisation. I commend each one of them. They're a credit to their teams, the organisation and their loved ones. Events like this acknowledge and thankfully celebrate our workforce. They're critically important. They're the very least we can do, and I look forward to hosting more in the future. Finally, on Sunday, and again as you mentioned, Chair, it was my honour to attend the National Police Memorial Day in Glasgow, where I met countless widows, family members, friends and colleagues of fallen officers from Northern Ireland and beyond. And I was delighted and grateful for your attendance, Chair, to that event. We will never forget the sacrifice and loss endured by those families. Thank you for allowing me my opening remarks, and I look forward to taking your questions.